Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Good morning, Your Honor. Happy Friday.
Hey, hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Mr. Preston, I'm seeing you this morning because it looks like you've got a warrant for an old case out of Tucson City Court. It's a disorderly conduct, domestic violence from 2021, and then a warrant issued when you failed to appear in court. I do see that you're being held on a probation hold right now. So you're going to stay in custody until you deal with that. But that'll be a separate hearing in Superior Court. Just dealing with the city court warrant today. So for that warrant, I'm going to order that you still be in custody. You'll have a video review hearing on October 14th at 1:45, and I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You understand, sir?
Your Honor, I was under the impression that that court case was going to be joined with the Superior Court case because I was on probation.
No, it's not.
That's
It's not how that works. They're under separate jurisdictions. So you've got two separate cases.
That's what I was told by my probation officer, though.
Okay. Well,
so
you'll be able to talk to Judge Blue about it when you go see him on the 14th in 10 days. And then you'll be able to talk to your attorney about it. You should be seeing them for your Superior Court case soon. Okay. All right. That's all, sir. You're excused.
Don't care what you're saying.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Bella Williford.
So, Miss Williford, I think last time I saw you was just a few days ago, and I had, I think you don't have any pending local matters, right?
No.
And so Pinal County should have come to pick you up by now. I'm gonna release you. And so what you're gonna have to do, ma'am, is you're gonna have to call Pinal County to get yourself a court date, because if you don't do that, you're gonna end up back in custody on a warrant. All right, but because I don't want you to sit here anymore on this case, so I'm gonna order that you be released on your promise to appear. You're gonna get paperwork with Pinal County's information on it.
Okay.
Okay, so give them a call.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm gonna be released today or
Yes.
when?
You'll be released today.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
Uh-huh.
All right. Bye. Have a seat on the bench. Yes, ma'am. Come on up. So happy. Good. I've been here for blood test for no charging. That's crazy. Are you saying pizza? Yeah.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Right. Mr. Icepuro, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different warrants that you've got out of Tucson City Court. And then you also have a new case out of South Tucson. And you're being held no bond on your Superior Court probation violation. I'm not going to see you on that today. You'll go to Superior Court and deal with that later. So for right now, you are being held without bond on that. On these South Tucson charges, you were charged with not having a reflector on your bicycle and no front light, and drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. On the South Tucson case, I'm going to order that you be released. But like I said, you're still going to be in custody on your probation violation. And so I'm going to set a hearing for October 22nd at 10 o'clock in the morning in South Tucson. If you happen to get out of custody, if your probation violation hold is lifted by that date, you need to be in South Tucson City Court to deal with this, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And then you've got these warrants out of city court. It looks like there's 4 cases, and they go back as far as 2020 for charges of domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, theft, and drug paraphernalia. On those charges, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I am going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And you will have a video review hearing in city court on October 11th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Michael Martin Smith.
Mr. Martin Smith, I am seeing you this morning on some new charges of assault, disorderly conduct, 2 counts, and a count of criminal trespass. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment to look over your paperwork here. So, sir, where are you living right now?
I live on my own land out in 3 Points.
And is that close to where you were arrested last night?
About 3/4 of a mile to a mile away.
All right, I'm going to order, sir, that you be released on your promise to appear in justice court, but I am ordering that you not go back to the incident location. Don't go anywhere near those people's property. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
No contact of any kind with those alleged victims. I'm also ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs and no firearms or weapons. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have firearms on your property?
I have a BB gun, ma'am.
Okay, all
I
right,
can take it to my neighbor's house when I get home.
okay, all right. You need to be in Pima County Justice Court on November 4th at 8:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, sir, you're excused.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too.
Mathers.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Jenna Lynn Marie Mathers.
Ms. Mathers, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So, ma'am, you're not currently residing with Tyler, right?
No, we live together. We're married. We have 2 kids together that live with us.
Along with your mother and father?
Yeah, we have so my mother, my father, my husband, me, we have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old.
So pretrial services was not able to get in contact with Tyler, so I don't know what his position is as far as having contact with you goes at this point. What I'm going to order, ma'am, is that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I am ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no further acts of domestic violence. I'm not going to make a no contact order at this time, but if you were to go home and Tyler's there and he says that you can't be there, you need to find somewhere else to stay right now. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then you need to be in Pima County Justice Court on November 4th at 10:30 in the morning, or warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
The 4th at 10:30.
Yes, and you'll get paperwork with
Yes.
that information on it as well. All right? You're
Thank you.
you're excused.
Mr. Mejia.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
I'm Miguel Angel Mejia the second.
Hey, Mr. Mejia, I'm seeing you this morning on, we don't have probable cause statement for this? Out of Sahuarita? Okay. The charges are DUI, 2 counts of DUI, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, criminal damage, and criminal trespass. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give me just a moment. I'm looking for some more information here. So I was not provided with any probable cause statements for these charges, so I am not legally allowed to hold you in custody right now. So I have to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I am ordering that you not drive without a valid driver's license, that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that, sir? That's a court order.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Right, and then you need to be in Sahuarita Municipal Court on October 22nd at 8:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Polares.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Polares.
All right, Mr. Mendoza, I'm seeing you this morning because you've got a couple of warrants out of Justice Court. They're both 2021 charges involving domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, false report to law enforcement, and drug paraphernalia. And then warrants issued because you did not appear in court. You are being held with no bond right now on your Superior Court probation violation. On these Justice Court matters, I'm going to order that you be held on $250 cash bonds. You'll have a hearing on Monday in Justice Court at 1:00 in the afternoon, and I will appoint William Parvin to represent you there. You understand, sir? All right, you're excused.
Yes. Gomez.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Gomez Aguilar.
Mr. Gomez Aguilar, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence assault, disorderly conduct, 3 counts, and preventing the use of a telephone in an emergency. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Pretrial services did speak with the alleged victim, your grandmother, Edwina, and she does object to your release and does not want any further contact with you at this time. And she's also the guardian of of the victims, your minor sister and your daughter. And so no contact with them either at this time. I'm ordering that you be held or cash or secured bond. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, that you possess no firearms or weapons, that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims, so your grandmother, your sister, and your daughter, and do not go back to their residence. If you do post that bond and you need to get your personal belongings from the residence, I'm putting in my order that you can go back one time with a law enforcement escort. So you would take my order to the nearest police station and ask them to go with you to get your things. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm also appointing the city public defender to represent you. If you are still in custody, you will be seen on October 11th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you do post that bond, you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 4th at 10 o'clock in the morning, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Oh. No. Hey.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
My name is Jacob Barfield.
Mr. Kump, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of charges. You've got a criminal trespass from yesterday, and then a criminal trespass. Oh, it looks like 2 times. 2 different charges from yesterday where you were arrested for trespass. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, where are you living right now?
I'm currently finding a new place to stay. I'm trying to make my way to Sierra Vista.
Okay.
But as the circumstance of events, I was just going there for food.
I don't want you to talk right now because you could incriminate yourself, okay? So, sir, here's what I'm gonna do. I want you to go, I'm gonna order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I want you to go when you leave, the jail right now to the transition center, which is a trailer that's right outside of the jail, the Pima County Transition Center, and they can help you find housing, okay?
Okay.
My order, sir, is going to be that you not only do not return to that incident location that you were arrested from, but the police also requested that I put in my order that you not go within 3 city blocks of Golf Links and Harrison. So I'm putting that in my order. You cannot go within 3 city blocks of Golf Links and Harrison. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 4th at 2:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest, okay?
Okay.
So please go visit the transition center so that they can help you figure out where you're gonna go, okay?
You say it's just right outside?
Right outside the jail. It's a trailer out there,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're excused, sir.
Us.
Yes, please. Thank you. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Sapphire Catalina Rust.
Ms. Rust, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and criminal damage. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So ma'am, you're living with the alleged victim here, Mr. Warren, right?
He's my roommate. He moved in 3 months ago.
Okay. Um, do you have somewhere else to go if you can't go back there right now?
It's my house. I invited him in and he,
Is he paying rent?
not really, no. Stepping at him.
All right. Ma'am, have you been getting any behavioral health services? Like, do you go to COPE or Kodak or La Frontera or anywhere like that?
And I used to, but I've got
You've got a
they
what?
don't work on me. I've got a neurological disorder that a lot of those medications don't work on me very well. So I still plan to talk to a therapist, but I just got out of the hospital, so I've been sick and vomiting and they need to biopsy my stomach and I've just been taking care of Ray instead.
All right.
I have a history with them, but it's been a while. I can't even pick up my prescriptions.
Okay. All
Sorry.
right. So here's what I'm going to do, ma'am. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering that you commit no further acts of domestic violence. I'm also ordering that you go get a behavioral health assessment. And you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon, where a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Can you write it down, please?
You're gonna get paperwork, okay? That's gonna have that information on it. So actually, I'm gonna change one thing here. Hold on. I'm actually gonna make that November 5th at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
But ma'am, I'm gonna ask you to go visit the transition center that's right outside of the jail. There's a trailer out there and they can help you maybe get hooked up with services or things that you might need, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, you're excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, we're gonna see Mr. Mills and then directly afterwards, we're gonna see Mr. DeBoy.
Thank you so
We're
much.
Trying to get him over here.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Mills. Have a seat right over, Richard. Okay. Sign off.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Junior Mills, Allen and Richard.
Hey, Mr. Mills, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. Got warrants and looks like one new case out of South Tucson. Can you see it's the South Tucson is like blank? And we see if there's probable cause anywhere. All right, so you've got that one new charge. We'll get to that in a second. And then you've got warrants. Looks like you've got one out of South Mesa for trespass and then failure to appear. And then one out of Justice Court, Pima County Justice Court for shoplift, April of this year, and then failure to appear. And then two out of City Court for trespass from July of this year. And it's like consuming liquor in public. Okay.
One step.
And that
Okay.
is from February of this year, and then failures to appear resulted in warrants. All right, on this new South Tucson charge. Okay, that's for trespass. I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in South Tucson. They did not provide me with probable cause, so I have to release you on that. You need to be in South Tucson City Court on October 22nd at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then on this South Mesa case, it's out of Santan Justice Court. I'm going to order that you be released on that. And you need to be there on October 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning. On this shoplift out of Justice Court, I'm going to order that you be held on a $250 cash bond, and I will appoint Douglas Taylor to represent you there.
He can go tonight, yeah.
You'll
He's
be
first degree
seen
murder.
on Monday, October 7th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Unless you bond out, at which point you would need to be in Justice Court on Monday at 1 o'clock. And then on these city court cases, I'm going to order another $250 cash bond. Appoint the city public defender to represent you there. And you'll be seen by video on October 11th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused.
Your Honor, Mr. DeVoid, he came uncooperative and it's not gonna be a sending report here.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. What did you say?
Mr. DeVoid refused to come into the courtroom,
Okay.
so can we continue tonight?
Your Honor, given the nature of what I think this hearing will be, I'll go ahead and waive his appearance for this hearing.
All right. So this is the matter of Liam Andrew DeVoid. He's charged with first degree murder and drive-by shooting. And so you're not objecting to the $1 million bond?
I won't object to that bond at this phase. No, Your Honor.
Then it'll be ordered that he'll be held on a $1 million cash or secured bond. Legal defender is appointed. No contact of any kind with the alleged victim's family. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 14th at 1:30. And then there's a city court case for false reporting from law enforcement from yesterday. I'll order a $500 cash bond, appoint the city public defender. And
Your Honor, according to what-
We're gonna see him, and then I already told the supervisor. So we're gonna see him on the city charge,
okay,
even though he bonded out because of the circumstances.
okay. How much was the bond?
Probably 250, it should be in the file, probably underneath.
$291.
Okay. I'm gonna increase that to $500 cash bond. And appoint the city public defender, and then he'll have a video review hearing on October 11th at 1:45. All right, we're ready for the next one.
Let's see.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Chocolate Watson.
Okay. Mr. Chapel Watson, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. We're gonna handle this felony, first, possession of narcotics and possession of drug paraphernalia. The state has moved to dismiss those charges without prejudice, so that will be my order. However, you also have warrants out of Marana for a 2022 shoplift and then several failures to appear there. And then a 2023 shoplift out of. Sir, do you need an interpreter? You understand? You understand English? Can you answer out loud?
Sí. Yes.
We have an interpreter on the line. Why don't I have a note that you need a Spanish interpreter, so let's do that.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna start over. So, sir, I'm ordering that the felony charges involving the drugs be dismissed without prejudice at this time.
Señor, estoy ordenando que los cargos con respecto a la felonía que tiene que ver con drogas se desestimen en este momento sin prejuicio.
However, you also have warrants. One is out of Marana for a theft shoplift from 2022, and then several failures to appear there.
Pero, sin embargo, también tiene varios cargos de Marana por hurto y por ratería de tiendas en el año 2022 y varios cargos por no comparecer en corte.
And you have a warrant out of Justice Court for a shoplift from April of 2023.
También tiene una orden de arresto del Tribunal de la Justicia, Justice Court, por ratería en abril 2023.
And then you have a new misdemeanor charge of displaying a fictitious plate. That'll be handled out of Justice Court as well.
Y también tiene un nuevo cargo por delito menor por andar usando placas falsas. Y esto se va a tratar en la Corte de Justicia, Justice Court.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Tiene derecho a guardar silencio. Todo lo que usted diga se puede usar en su contra.
On the Marana warrant, I'm going to order that you be held on a $350 cash bond.
En la orden de arresto de Marana voy a ordenar que se quede detenido y tiene la fianza la puede pagar por $350 en efectivo.
I will appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you there.
Voy a nombrar a Janet Schuler para que lo represente a usted en ese cargo.
I'm ordering that you not return to that incident location,
Ordeno que no regrese al lugar donde sucedió ese incidente.
and you will be seen by video on Monday at noon.
Y lo van a ver a través de video el lunes a mediodía.
And that's in Marana.
Y eso va a ser en Marana.
And then on these justice court matters, I'm going to order that you be held on a $250 cash bond.
Y con respecto a los casos de Justice Court, voy a ordenar que se quede detenido con una fianza de $250 en efectivo.
And I will appoint Carlos Betancourt to represent you there.
Y voy a nombrar al abogado Carlos Betancourt para que lo represente a usted en ese caso.
What's the justice court? Is that at 1 on Monday? Yes. So you'll be seen in justice court on Monday as well, but at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Entonces lo van a ver a usted también en el Justice Court, el Tribunal de la Justicia, el lunes a la 1 de la tarde.
Do you understand, sir?
¿Entiende usted esto, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Muy bien,
Your
señor.
Honor,
Yo
is
se
the
puede
Justice Court- Your Honor, is the Justice Court hearing by video as well?
Yes.
El abogado,
Okay, thank you.
el abogado que está enseguida de usted le pregunta a la juez si la audiencia que va a llevarse a cabo el lunes en Justice Court va a ser a través de video y la juez contestó que sí.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that's the only case the interpreter has on the calendar. May the interpreter be excused?
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too. Interpreter disconnected.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Isabel Briseño.
Miss Briseño, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of criminal damage. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is okay with you being released to pretrial services, so that is what I am going to order. So you'll need to check in with them when you get out. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. You've got what's called a preliminary hearing that is scheduled for October 24th, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date, so you need to make sure that you're in touch with your attorney and with pretrial so that you know when to get to court so that a warrant doesn't issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
All right, thank you.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name? Mr. Kachora, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of aggravated DUI and endangerment. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. I see you've got a Department of Corrections hold, and the state is asking that I hold you on a $7,500 bond on these new charges. Did defense want to be heard on that?
Your Honor, lower given the nature of the charges, but I have no objection to a bond due to the DOC hold.
I think given the extraordinarily high BAC and the fact that there was an infant in the car definitely justifies it. So I'm going to order $7,500 cash or secured, release to pretrial if posted. And if that DOC bond were to be lifted, do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 14th. All right, sir, you should be hearing from your attorney soon. You're excused.
Gallagher,
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Brittany Jean Gallagher.
Miss Gallagher, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of possession of a dangerous drug for sale and possession of narcotic drug for sale. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you right now. There is a federal probation hold. And the state is asking that I hold you on a $50,000 bond. It's like given a failure to appear, and 3 prior convictions. Defense?
Your Honor, I'm also recommending a bond due to the warrant hold. However, I don't believe that a $50,000 bond is warranted here. Certainly the nature of the charges appear on paper to be very severe, but that doesn't indicate any greater risk of flight or failure to comply with court. And as a result, I'm recommending a $5,000 bond.
I'll order $25,000 cash or secured bond. Released to pretrial if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 14th. Hey, ma'am, you should be hearing from your attorney soon. You're excused.
Lettuce,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Nicholas Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of aggravated assault, endangerment, criminal damage, and DUI. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. The seat is asking that I hold you on a $10,000 bond, given the active NVCA flag and some history of failing to appear in court. Defense?
Your Honor, I'm recommending release in this matter. Mr. Gonzalez is a long-term resident of this community. He has full-time employment. The failure to appear scale score is only a 3 in this matter, and it does not appear according to this information that there was any intent so as to justify the justify the NVCA flag that appears in the pretrial services report. I believe that that no bond is necessary to assure his attendance at court, and as a result, I think he should be released to pretrial services.
I'm going to order a $5,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by them. Do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 14th at 1:30. You should be hearing from your attorney soon, sir. You're excused.
Ollie,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Victor Holly Miranda.
Mr. Holly Miranda, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of matters. You have a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for a burglary charge from July of this year, and then a warrant issued when you failed to appear at your arraignment and did not stay in contact with pretrial services. And then you've also got a warrant out of Tucson City Court that we'll deal with next. Did defense want to be heard on the $2,500 bond?
I'll submit on the pretrial services report, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna order a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Do not go to the incident location. And legal defender's office is appointed. Arraignment is scheduled for October 11th at 1:30 in Superior Court. And then this warrant out of City Court noted that it was the 5th warrant that issued on this charge of shoplifting from 2022. I'm going to order a $500 cash bond. Do not return to that incident location. Appoint the city public defender. And video review is scheduled for. Also await his arraignment. Can I get a, Maria, can I get a new date or time for Maldonado video review?
We do the 11.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and do just the 15th.
Okay. So video review for your city court case will be October 15th at 1:45. All right, sir, you're excused.
Mr. Holiday.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Oh, Your Honor, my name is Christian Timothy Edward Holiday.
Mr. Holliday, I'm seeing you this morning on a few different matters. You've got a new charge of shoplift. That case is going to be handled out of Pima County Justice Court. And then you also have a warrant out of Pima County Justice Court for a shoplift from March of this year and then failure to appear in court there. And then you've got a couple of warrants out of Santa Cruz County. Trespass and I believe narcotic possession. And then failures to appear there. On your Santa Cruz County warrants, the warrants indicate defendant is not eligible for release on bond. Mr. Terrace, can you help me out? Can you tell if this is a probation violation?
Doesn't appear so, Your Honor.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why they put on the warrant that he's not eligible for a bond. I'm on the Santa Cruz County cases. I'll order a $500 cash or secured bond. Hearing is scheduled for November 4th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Santa Cruz County. So if you were to post that bond, you would need to be there. Otherwise, they should. Oh no, that's a review hearing here. So if you're still in custody, you'll just have a review hearing on that case. If you do post that bond, you would need to go to Santa Cruz County to get a new court date. All right, and then on these justice court cases, I'll order $250 cash or secured bonds on those. And we'll appoint an attorney for you. That'll be Adam Waters. And you will be seen on Monday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Unless you post the bond, at which time you need to get to Justice Court on Monday at 1. Do you understand, sir?
I believe so, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, you're excused. Hi, can I get your full name, please? Ms. Howard, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of unlawful use of means of transportation. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you right now. Mr. Terrace, I am struggling to find probable cause based on this information that they gave us. I don't see, other than the fact that she fled, I guess, is there a reason why she should have known that it was stolen? What do you think?
Judge, that would be the state's argument.
Okay. Defense?
Your Honor, I didn't actually receive a complaint
Okay.
in this matter, so I have read what you've read. But I agree, if there is no indication of intent, in these cases, it usually comes down to somebody saying, yes, I knew the car was stolen. Without that, Your Honor, I think you have to dismiss.
There's nothing about there being anything obvious in the car showing that it was stolen. So I am going to order that this charge be dismissed and that Ms. Howard be released. But Ms. Howard, that's a dismissal without prejudice, which means that the state can still bring more information to the grand jury and have you indicted. So you could get charged at some point in the future, and then it's going to be up to you to be able to receive mail at whatever address they have for you right now, showing that you need to come to court because you've been charged. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. You're excused.
Guys,
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Yeah, Jason Michael Kretschmann.
Hey, sir, I'm seeing you this morning on a charge of burglary in the 3rd degree. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. The state's okay with you being released to pretrial services, so that's going to be my order. You need to check in with them when you are released. Do not return to this incident location. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
I do not want you going anywhere near the Snap Smoke Shop. And then you need to be, or you've got a preliminary hearing that's scheduled for October 24th, but that hearing date is very likely going to change. You're going to get a hearing at a later date. So it's very important that you stay in contact with pretrial services and with your attorney at the public defender's office so that you know when to get to court, because if you miss court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
I do. I also have a question.
Yes.
Is there a way I can do a Zoom, the court by Zoom?
Talk to your attorney about that and pretrial.
All right,
All right?
okay.
All right, you're excused. Sir, actually, before you leave, do you live in Tucson?
I do.
Okay, all right, just wanted to make sure.
I'm just a truck driver, so,
Okay, so you may be out of town?
right,
Um,
yes.
so I'm gonna put that in your order then, that you're permitted to leave town in order to work as a truck driver.
Okay,
All right, and then I handle the arraignments in Superior Court. So if you're out of town on your arraignment date, you just need to contact my chambers and we can set up a Zoom link for you, okay? But again, just talk to your attorney about that. They'll be able to help you out with that, okay?
all right, thank
You're welcome.
That's like,
Yes, yes.
Hi, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Your Honor, may I have a couple of minutes before we proceed? Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. We can proceed.
All right, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Yes, Kim Brooke Lehman.
Ms. Lehman, I'm seeing you this morning on felony charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument, and kidnapping. And then you've also got a misdemeanor charge of assault as well from the police officer. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel with you today. The state is asking that I hold you on a $10,000 bond. And given the I think just given the nature of the allegations, and I will also note the Form 4C that was completed by the alleged victim puts Ms. Lehman as a high risk to that particular victim. So I'll hear from defense.
Your Honor, it's notable, I think, that they never asked the other party to fill out a Form 4C because I think Ms. Lehman would also have a lot of things to say that would indicate that her husband is a risk to her as well, and she adamantly opposes all of these charges. Your Honor, she's been employed at the same company for 30 years. She's lived in Tucson all of that time. She has a residence away from the alleged victim in this case. I don't believe she ought to be held. I don't believe she ought to be held on any level of bond. If you have to post a bond, if you feel that's necessary to assure her attendance, and I don't see how it could be necessary given her long-standing ties to this community. If you feel it's necessary, it should be very low. She doesn't have a lot of immediately available cash in order to post a bond, and she needs to be able to post that bond so that she can keep her job, so that she can keep her new home. And Your Honor, as long as she's apart from her husband, there's no risk to him. As long as he's apart from her, there's no risk to her. I'm asking you to release her to pretrial services.
Right, I'm gonna order a $5,000 cash or retrial services if that bond is posted. Absolutely no contact of any kind with Mr. Lehman. No, do not go to his residence, workplace. I will put in my order that you can return one time to the residence with a law enforcement escort to collect your personal belongings. If you were to post that bond, you would go to the nearest police station and ask them to go with you to get your things if he's still residing there. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no further acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, and monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 14th, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely going to change. So if you do post that bond, you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so that you know when to get to court. Do you understand all of that?
Say that again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and then as to the misdemeanor assault out of Tucson City Court, I'll order release on that charge, but note that she's being held on a bond so that if you are still in custody, you'll have a video review hearing. But if you're out of custody, you need to be in Tucson City Court on November 4th at 9:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're excused.
So
Your Honor.
I try to get my son kept, so maybe,
Okay.
because he loves me.
Your Honor, Ms. Lehman is wondering if you could also write into the order that she is permitted to have a third party contact the victim for the purpose of arranging access to the funds. They have joint funds, joint credit cards, joint bank accounts. She wants to post this bond or pay a bail bondsman to post it, but she doesn't have anything herself And she has to be able to get that from the only person who has access to it now, which is him.
I'm not gonna make that order at this time. She'll have to figure something else out. I don't want her contacting him through third parties for any reason.
Your Honor, that may essentially make this a no bond situation for her, and I don't think that would be either fair or legal. If she can't even access, if the victim is in control of all of the funds she might use to bond herself out, then somebody has to make contact with that victim on her behalf.
It's not gonna be through her. She's got to figure something else out. I'm not leaving her without any options. She's employed woman who can call friends or family to help her out like other people do.
We do.
And on that note, do I get to?
Hey, so like it's,
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Cody Likens.
All right, Mr. Likens, I'm seeing you this morning on 3 counts of misconduct involving weapons. I think, Mr. Terrace, based on my read here, I don't think there's PC for these charges. It looks like the officer cited a case from 2019, and it looks like he had that case designated a misdemeanor. And so I don't see any probable cause showing that he did not have his rights. At
And
the
Judge, I noticed that on this case, and I believe there's another one coming up. And that was the basis for the state's recommendation of releases in a couple of years.
Okay, so given the lack of probable cause, I'm going to order that this charge be dismissed without prejudice. So sir, if the state comes up with some evidence showing that you did not have your rights to bear arms at that point, then they could still bring back these charges and take that to the grand jury. If what I'm seeing is accurate, that you did have your rights at that point, then you shouldn't hear anything more about this. But if there is some other information out there that I'm not seeing, and they do take this to a grand jury, they'll send you a summons in the mail, and you got to go to court or a warrant can issue. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Your excuse, sir.
No, good luck. Thanks, guys. Mosquito.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name? Mr. Quiros, I'm seeing you this morning on charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated with you right now. So Mr. Terrace, it looks like he probably should have been charged with sales given the quantity, but was not. But nevertheless, he is not eligible for SMART given that high amount of drugs.
Correct, Judge. Given the amount of drugs, he's not going to qualify for smart court, and the state understands that it is charged as possession, but the state's recommending a bond based on what the court said, that based on the amount, it's going, in the state's opinion, in my opinion, it's going to be charged as a for sale case.
Okay. And fairly high FDA and NCA scale scores. So the state is asking for a $15,000 bond defense.
Your Honor, even with all of those concerns, Mr. Quiroz would like to be released, and he adamantly opposes the idea that there were any sales or that this was a sales case. So he is asking for release. If you feel a bond is appropriate, it should be very low, Your Honor.
Order a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 14th. All right, sir, you should be hearing from your attorney soon. You're excused. Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Donna Riesco.
Miss Riesco, I am seeing you this morning on charges of possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, and 2 counts of misdemeanor DUI. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Mr. Terrace, I had a question for you about this one too. So I know that you asked that the drug charges be dismissed without prejudice, but then what happens with the misdemeanor DUIs?
Judge, I would just ask for the possession charges to be dismissed while they don't meet the state's charging threshold for a felony offense, which is the basis for dismissal. The state believes they still give probable cause as to the misdemeanor DUI offenses.
All right, so I will order that the drug charges be dismissed, the possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia charges be dismissed without prejudice. So Brad, should I set that in, I shouldn't set it for an arraignment, right? Or a preliminary hearing, it should go to justice court?
It does appear to be the Sheriff's Department, so Justice Court.
Okay. Yeah. All right, ma'am. So I'm going to release you on your promise to appear in court on the DUI charges. That'll be in Pima County Justice Court. You need to be there on November 4th at 1:30 in the afternoon, or a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand? I'm sorry, 8:30 in the morning. And you'll get paperwork with that information on it. I'm also ordering that you do not drive without a valid driver's license and that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Trustee Romero,
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Renee Adrian Romero.
Mr. Romero, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. You have new charges of domestic violence, kidnapping, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And then you also have a Superior Court warrant for your arrest for June 18th of this year for the same charges, kidnap and aggravated assault, domestic violence charges. You do have the right to remain silent, will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. On the warrant from the June charges, that lists a $35,000 bond amount, and so that's what the state's asking for on that. And then on the new charges, the state is asking for a $50,000 bond. Mr. Terrace, do you want to make an argument for those bonds?
Yes, Judge. The state is concerned given that both cases involve the same victim. In the first case, it does involve its partner strangulation, which the state did include the statistics as to the lethality risk on that. And given that that warrant was pending and the defendant had another case which involved a deadly weapon or a dangerous instrument, the state does have concerns about the safety, not only of the community, but to the victim herself.
Okay, defense?
Your Honor, I'm asking that you consider releasing him to supervision by pretrial services, and I would just note that there is no shared residence here with the victim in these cases. He has a separate residence which he shares with his family. And in addition, I don't believe, Your Honor, that the proper purpose of a bond is to protect the community or protect the victim. If that were the case, then the state has a higher showing they have to make and have someone held with no bond. The proper purpose of a bond is to assure attendance at court. I don't think there's any risk there of him not cooperating with court, but to the extent there is a risk, a much, much lower bond for an unemployed person is certainly appropriate. So if you do impose a bond, I'm recommending that it be less than $5,000 total between the two cases.
On each of these cases, separate bonds of $15,000 cash or secured released to pretrial services if those bonds are posted. No contact of any kind with the alleged victim, Amanda Bursey. Do not go to her residence or workplace, contact her on the phone or any other way of contacting her. If you were to post that bond, I'm ordering no further acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing on the new charge is scheduled for October 14th. And then on the warrant, we've got an arraignment scheduled for October 11th at 1:30. Right, sir, you should be hearing from your attorney soon. You're excused.
Good.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Daniel James Street.
Mr. Shute, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. You have a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for a burglary drug paraphernalia case from, actually, it looks like maybe 2 cases. The burglary is from April 23rd of this year, and then the drug paraphernalia is from July 20th of this year. And then failure to appear in Superior Court and stay in contact with pretrial services resulted in this warrant issuing, and the amount on the warrant is a $2,500 bond. And then there's also a new misdemeanor criminal trespass charge out of city court that we'll deal with next. Did defense want to be heard on the $2,500 bond?
Your Honor, I think Mr. Schutz's primary problem here, obvious from the pretrial services report, is a drug addiction. I don't think that holding him at the jail is a solution to that. I think he should be released to pretrial services. I think he should be required to enroll in drug treatment, and I would certainly urge him to cooperate with pretrial services in that regard. I'm asking you to consider that as an alternative to jail here. If you do set a bond, I'd ask that you set it under $1,000 so that he could have some hope of posting that and getting into drug treatment. Thank you, Judge.
I'm going to order the $2,500 cash or secured bond released pretrial if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm appointing, it says Alicia Robertson as a contract attorney to represent him, and arraignment, is that? Oh, okay. I was going to say that should have been Stephen Robertson. And I can give you a phone number for him, counsel, if you want to write that down for him.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Okay. 520-355-9333.
Got it.
All right, so arraignment is October 11th at 1:30. And then on this misdemeanor criminal trespass, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I will enter a plea of not guilty and order that you be released as to this charge. I'll appoint the city public defender. Do not go to the incident location.
Your Honor, Mr. Shute is indicating that the property you've ordered him to stay away from is actually his property. He pays rent on it. Nobody else pays rent on it. This puts him in the position where he should really just stop paying rent, and then the person who now is occupying the property will have to be evicted from it, but that's not good for anyone. So I would ask that you permit him to have contact with that property so that when the other person vacates, then he is no longer under an order to stay away from the property.
Well, that's not the information that the police have. The police, their information is that his sister Sherry lives there, and that there has been documented cases that he is trespassed from that apartment. So at this point, there is a history with it, and he is not to go to that apartment. And we will set a hearing. Video review on October 15th at 1:45. That's the video review date. Your excuse, sir.
Okay. It's the wife.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Jesse Lee White, Your Honor.
Mr. White, I'm seeing you this morning on a couple of different matters. Let me just look this over really quickly. All right, so Mr. Terrace, this is the other one where it doesn't look like this weapons charge is gonna go forward, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right, so,
I am sit on the basis of lack of probable cause.
yep. So I'm gonna order that the weapons misconduct charge be dismissed without prejudice. But sir, that's based on the information that we have right now, that it looks like you do have the right to bear arms at this point. Because we're seeing that your prior felony was designated a misdemeanor. So if that's the case, then this charge will remain dismissed. If there's some other information that we don't have that the state could take to the grand jury, they could still charge you at that point because it is dismissed without prejudice, but you'll be released as to this charge. You were also charged with a misdemeanor of interfering with the judicial proceedings out of South Tucson. On that charge, pretrial services spoke with the alleged victim, Miss Morales. She does not object to your release from custody, but she does not want to have further contact with you, and you were served with an order of protection. And I'm sure at this point you are very well aware of the fact that that means no contact, whether she wants it or not. As long as that order of protection is in place, you cannot have contact with her. You cannot go to her residence. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. So I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. I'm ordering no contact of any kind with Bethany Morales. Do not go to her residence or workplace. Do not call her, text her, email her, ask a third party to get in contact with her. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. I'm ordering no further acts of domestic violence. And then you've got a hearing in South Tucson City Court that you need to get to on October 22nd at 10 o'clock in the morning, or a warrant will issue for your arrest, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, could you please allow him to make one visit with law enforcement to recover property from the victim's residence?
Yes, I will put that in my order, sir. So you can take this court order to the nearest police station and they'll go with you to get your things, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your excuse, sir.
Thank you.
Is that the last hearing, Your Honor?
That'll do it. Thanks, everybody.